Think about how your canvas is divided and how people look at it. Since you're using rectangles, these corners are activated, and also the center is activated. So when a person is drawing a painting, it's very psychological. Psychological. It's very psychological. So when a person looks at your art, the first thing they start doing is thinking. Right? And when you look at art, isn't that the first thing you do? Your brain turns on. And remember I was saying about your work, is the brain is going to turn off, right? It's like you paint yourself and, the painting stops here. It's kind of like a trap that artists get into. So, and let me say this too. I'm not talking about art like a businessman or like a lot of artists, they think about money first, so their art suffers, right? Their art really suffers. They don't ever use all of their talent because all they think about is money. But they're not thinking about this stuff. And they don't understand that if you do this stuff, your bills will be paid. So you won't have no problem with money. But when you start to think about money first, your art suffers. When you think about money first, your art. I know hundreds of artists. I've had studios in different cities, and most of the artists I know aren't doing art now. Even the ones that was in art school, because they thought about money first. So I'm not trying to teach you the business of art right here. That's a whole nother subject. I'm trying to teach you, how to make art. And that's what you have. You have time to do that. You have talent. You have skills. You have the time to develop and do that, and that will set you apart from all the other thousands of artists. Matter of fact, Chattanooga is full of artists now. There's hundreds of artists in Chattanooga. And most of the great artists we don't even see. You see these artists who are out there promoting themselves, right? Those aren't the best artists. There are some really fantastic artists in Chattanooga, but they're selling their art in New York, California, other places. They're not trying to sell in Chattanooga. They're trying to sell where they can get their money, So this stuff is the important stuff. So there's a psychological effect that human beings have when they look at this. I talked about the left side. What did I say about the left side and right side of the canvas?
Usually, like the human eye, how we read from the left to right, so they usually start looking at the canvas from the left side. So there's usually more stuff on the left side.
No, it's like this is how people, just telling you how people see. And so you manipulate how people see in order to tell your story on your canvas. Okay? Not only is this in visual arts, but theater uses these same principles. When a person is designing a stage or a play, where those actors stand on the stage is very important. So they use this same system right here. So the left side is going to be more weightier, heavier, stable, because we're in the West, and the left side is going to be more airy. I went to a play in England called The Tempest. Anybody heard of The Tempest, that play? You know that? Yeah. The Tempest. Yes. Yeah. I didn't like the play until I saw it. It was done in a very contemporary way. It was like a painting, really. And this little, I guess it's a fairy or something that's in the Tempest that flies around. It really looked like this human being was actually flying. But I noticed he was always, or she was always on the left-hand side of the stage, in this area on the left-hand side. So the main takeaway from today, though, I just wanted to talk about this stuff, and it will begin to make sense. Some of the things will begin to make sense you know, as you're composing your pictures, because we talked about composition last time. Luckily, you can look this stuff up for yourself. In real life, you don't get this information. You heard them saying, and they just graduated from college.